people are not crazy. This idea that by having different mic pre's, then you separate things out. I do think that works really well. I just find that the TG2 stacks really well without having to compartmentalize everything. So I don't need a different mic pre for lead guitar to get it to stand out amongst my rhythm guitars. I don't need a different pre on bass to get separation. But I'm very separation minded anyway. And the pre doesn't need to do it. And again, like there's something about the TG2 where everything just kind of works if I do that. And so I don't really deal with buildup. But I have definitely heard mic pre's and even converters where like the buildup becomes a problem, and you got to watch out for that. So if by splitting it up into different mic pre's is how you get around that, and it's working, then do it. Let's say you've got a mic pre that's, again, it's all you can afford, or even maybe it's a pretty expensive mic pre, but it just has a certain frequency focus to it. I mean, mic pre's don't all sound the same. Some mic pre's are creamier than others, some are brighter than others, some are thinner than others, some are more aggressive, some are more laid back, whatever it is. Well, if you got a mic pre that's got a lot of like 2K in it, and you got a lot of like a lot of nasally sound, and you record 60 tracks with the same mic pre, don't be shocked when you end up having a bunch of nasally sounds that all now need a bunch of that frequency carved out of them. And so that's a thing that, again, like I was hinting at before, that's another thing that really gets overlooked with converters as well. It's a combination. Mic pre's and converters can both do that. If you have a converter that has a bunch of extra low end in it, or a bunch of extra high end in it, or is really, really thin, well, or really, really thick. Well, you record 60 tracks worth of audio, multi-mic and guitars, and tons of stacking, quad tracking guitars, and a billion vocal tracks. You're going to end up with more of that stuff. That's just the way it goes. It's not my opinion. That's just literally the idea of recording things in multiples. So generally for me, it's important to have everything stack really, really well. And I'm really, really sensitive to that, which is, definitely has played into why I have liked and or disliked certain converters that I've owned. It's not because of what they sound like specifically. It's not what they sound like in a vacuum or just on a vocal. I made that mistake when I was younger of getting a mic pre that I really like. Oh man, listen how creamy it makes the vocal. I need a bunch of those. Do you? Because now your vocal's not going to really stand out because everything's got this like creamy quality. So maybe just keep that for the vocal. I'm not saying you should just have specific converters for specific things. I've dabbled with that a little bit, but that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that I use the vocal mic pre that I do because of the way it makes the voice sound. It stacks really well, and it does differentiate it a bit because I'm not using the TG2.